simplify your makeup routine using this all-in-one compact makeup. So what we're going to go over today is how to use these 4 colors to get a full face of makeup using one brush. If at any point you want to try this makeup out for yourself, I'd be happy to help you pick your colors. Just comment match me below. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is pull my hair back. Sometimes I use a clip, sometimes I just use this thing, so whatever works for you. So this is Saint's all-in-one compact makeup. The whole idea is that your whole, like all your makeup products, your entire makeup bag can fit in here. It's nice because it has this mirror. It's magnetic, so nothing falls out. It's cream, so you don't have to worry about liquid limitations if you're traveling. And it's so forgiving, especially if you're doing your makeup in the car. So I have right here, I have my contour, my brightening highlight, also known as your concealer, my foundation color, my lip and cheek. On this row, I have my illuminator, so a highlight, and then my bronzer. But for today, we're just going to stick with these 4 colors. The brush I'm using is Saint's dual-ended brush. This is the detail brush. What I love about it is that it's super easy to use for contouring. You can see I kind of already dipped into it earlier. So it's flat on one end, and then it has like a nice little bunny tail end on one side. So let me show you how to use this. First, I'm going to go in with my contour. Now, I never contoured before using Saint, and this is super simple, especially with this brush. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn it on its side, and I'm just going to dip into it. Okay, and I'm just going to grab enough contour to where you can see where it is there, right? So I'm just going to grab it there, and I'm going to find the top of my ear. Right here, you can feel your cheekbone. So I'm just going to grab this, right? And I'm just going to stamp it right there. And you can already see where my contour is supposed to go, right? So I'm just going to take that, and then I'm just going to start blending. Okay, so it tells you, it marks exactly where your cheekbone is, making contouring your face super easy. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing around my hairline. So I'm just going to grab it, same thing, and just like do like, do it around my hairline. So I'm just going to make like a little rainbow. Okay. And you can apply this also with your finger if it's easier for you. I'm just using the brush method today to show you. There we go. Okay, so I have my cheekbones and I have my hairline, and then I'm also going to do it around my jawline. Okay, so I'm going to start from this ear and go all the way down to this ear. So I'm just going to do this. And right now we're just placing, okay, we're not blending it out yet. We're just placing the product where you need it. Okay, so I have around my hairline, my cheekbone, and then my jawline. Another nice thing about this brush is it makes contouring your nose super, super simple. So I still have the contour right there, right? And I just stamp it on my nose. And you can already see how it made that perfectly straight line. So same thing on this other side. The closer your lines are together, the thinner it'll make your nose appear. Okay, so there we go. You can see I have 2 lines on either side of my nose. Okay, contouring, done, right? All we got to do is blend out. So next, we're going to go in and place your brightening shade. It's also known as your concealer, right? So I'm actually going to flip around to this bunny tail end, and I'm going to dip into my brightening shade. I have a little hair there, an eyelash hair. So I'm going to use this and just kind of dip into it. And I'm going to place it on the inner corner of my eye and then right underneath, and just kind of work my way out just to place it right there. Okay. Same thing on the other end, on the inner corner, and then work my way out. Okay. Next, I'm going to still use that concealer shade, right, that brightening shade, and just go down in the center of my nose. So right in between those contour lines. And then whatever's left over, I'm just going to put on my Cupid's bow and then on my chin. And I'm just going to put whatever's left right there. Okay, so you have your contour, and you have your brightening shade, also known as your concealer shade. So moving down, this is my foundation shade. In Saintland, I call it my main foundation, or my main highlight shade, or my all over shade. Okay, so still with that bunny tail end, I'm going to dip into it, and then I'm just going to place it everywhere that I don't already have makeup. So that's right here on your cheeks, on your bearded area. So like if you were to have a beard, where that is. Okay, and then the same thing on this other end. So I'm just placing it right now. I'm not blending it out. So just put like little dots. There we go. Also, don't forget your forehead right there, right? Doop. So right now I have it placed everywhere that I need it. And the only thing left is my blush, okay? For your blush, I always use my finger just because they're super pigmented. So I just grab a little and then just put it right in between my contour and my brightening highlight. So I just put it right there. You can kind of see where that is. And then the same thing on this end. So just 3 little dots. I'm also going to use it as a lip color today. You can mix and match these, but for the purpose of using 4 colors, I'm going to use it as my lip shade, which is super nice that Saints products do that. You can use them for dual purposes. Some people use them as eyeshadows as well. Some people use them as color correctors, kind of depending on the shade. If you have dark under eyes, you can definitely do that. So then now that I have all 4 colors placed, I'm going to go in and start blending it out. Okay, so I'm going to go color by color. So you can see I still have a little bit of that contour shade on here. That's totally fine because I'm just going to go in and blend it. So I'm going to start right here and just go up, right? Kind of like I'm following the rainbow that I just placed, okay? And you can see how well it's already blending out. And it makes it super easy, like I was saying, because you've already placed it using that like stamping, the side stamp technique that I showed you earlier. And then right now I'm just going in with the flat end and just kind of going back and forth. And see how simple that made it? Super, super simple to contour. So for my cheekbone, just kind of the same thing with that flat end. I'm just going in and then blending up towards my ear. That makes it really easy to blend out. And it doesn't have to be blended out all the way, as you can see, because I'm going to go in later and blend out my blush color. So it's okay if you're like, that looks too dark still. You're going to keep blending, okay? And if at any point you think, oh, this is too dark, keep blending, okay? Keep blending and you'll get to the color that you want, okay? It'll be seamless. You'll know when to stop. Okay, so I did my hairline, I did my cheekbones, and now I'm going to do from my ear to ear, so my jawline. So same thing, just kind of go from, make sure you touch your ear so you don't miss any contour down there. You can also blend down if you want to blend into your neck. I usually just going to go from ear to ear and then just do a nice little swipe at the end to blend into my neck. So there we go. You can kind of see it's adding that shadow and definition into your face. It's nice because it defines your face for you. See how I added the definition? It looks more chiseled out, right? So there we go. Next, I'm going to keep using that bigger end, and I'm going to, actually, let's go down the next color, right? So your brightening shade. So I'm going to flip back over to this bunny tail end, and I'm just going to start stamping right where I place that color underneath my eyes. So just stamp, stamp, stamp. Don't be swiping. You can do little circles too if that's more your style. That's totally fine. Just don't swipe. Swiping is what causes that creasing, right? So swipe or no swiping, like Dora. So there we go. Same thing on this end. Just stamping it out. Like I said, you can do little circles if you prefer that. That's totally fine. So you can see that this is brightening up my eyes, right? So it's a little lighter than my natural skin tone. That's totally fine because once I blend out my foundation shade, it will be seamless. Okay, you're gonna love it. Okay, so now that I have that, I'm just going to go in my Cupid's bow, blend out there, and then my chin. So you can see how well it's blending out, right? I think I missed a spot right here on my contour. Okay, so then flipping over to that bigger end, right? It's okay that you still have contour on because it's not going to transfer color. So I'm going to use that bigger end, the flat end, and just start blending in. And I just kind of tap, same thing, and just go on my bearded area and then go all the way up so it mates the brightening, okay? And at this point, if you're like, I'm missing a little coverage, just go ahead and grab a little more and just blend it out. Because a common place that I see that people don't put enough product is like right here. So they get this part and they get under their eyes and then they miss this. So that's okay to just go back in and just blend it out right there. Same thing on this side, right? So I haven't blended it out yet. I just have it placed and I'm just swiping, like, or not swiping, stamping, sorry, from my bearded area, okay, to get that blended out. And then still, same color, I'm going to blend my foundation shade into my contour up on my forehead. See that? See how it looks like pretty seamless? Like you can't tell like the harsh lines of contouring. It blends in with your foundation shade. There we go. Okay. So now the only thing I have left is my blush here and then my nose contour. So with the blush, still with that big flat end, right? And I'm just going to blend upwards. And like I said, this is where you can go in if you're like, ooh, I want my blush to pop. Just add a little more, okay? Just add a little more. Go ahead and blend it in. And you can see, boom, now it's popped. These colors are super pigmented, so I would recommend just starting with a couple dots and then going in and adding more if you want that pop color. So you can control it a little more. There we go. Okay, so this is more subtle. This is more if you want that pop. Okay. Now I'm just gonna make them match. So I already have it on my lid, so I put it on earlier. So I'm just gonna blend that out. Look how pretty that looks. Okay, then I'm gonna go back in with that little bunny tail end and I'm just gonna redraw those contour lines on my nose. So you can go a couple times over just as long as you are repainting those lines, and you can go all the way up from your eyebrow all the way down your nose. Just make sure you do your contour lines and then you'll do your brightening shade right in the middle because you don't want to mix those colors. And there you go. Done. Look how easy that was. And like I said, if you're like, oh, I don't think I like this color, just keep blending, okay? You don't want it to be like a stark transition. You want it to be a smooth transition. So you can see how nicely that looks. Also, I would recommend doing it in front of a window if you can, like just put a mirror propped up next to your window because the natural light will give you the best lighting, okay? You don't want to use like a ring light in a dark room. You don't want to use like the overhead lights. The best lighting you're going to get is standing in front of a window, especially on a nice summer day like we have right now. So like I said, if you're interested in trying this makeup, let me know, comment match me below and I will help you pick your colors. If you're like, I want to try it, but I need you to walk me through it, that's what I'm here for. Like I said, I'm a makeup artist, so I'm here to help you every step of the way, simplifying your makeup. So go grab your all-in-one compact. This is the detail brush again, and